Hey everybody, it's Darren Cheek from Ozark Mountain Lure. So today in this video, it's kind of a rainy, dreary day outside and I've not got much trapping going on. So I decided I'd do a little video on the Grab and Die stick and kind of show you how a Grab and Die stick's made and what the old timers used and how they used them. This is going to be the closest thing to what the old woofers used from a recipe that I got years ago. And I make these Grab and Die sticks for coyotes, which I don't do a lot of coyote trapping I didn't this year, but I'm going to do a lot of cat trapping, and these things work good for cats, and then I'm going to step them up and make them even better for cats than they are for coyotes. And you're going to need several things to do a Grab and Die stick the way I'm going to show you how to make them. Now, I'm going to first start by showing you how to make a Grab and Die stick like the old timers used, and then I'll step it up into the version that I use for cats. So let's get started. But to get started, you're going to have some dowel rods. And this is about a 7-inch, 1/2-inch dowel rod, cut in 7-inch pieces, kind of cut at an angle so you can knock it in the ground pretty good. And I just drill a hole in the top of mine, big enough where you can get some lure in it. It don't have to be very deep, maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch deep. Just enough to get some lure in. I don't know that the old woofers use the holes in them, but that's just an added feature I put on mine. Then you're going to need some golf wax. Household paraffin wax is basically what it is. You need to melt it. You need some strips of burlap. And this is my wax right here. I've already got it melted here. And then you're going to need some redfish powder. Redfish powder is what's going to go on the Grab and Die stick. And if you want the old formula that I had, they put powdered sugar in it for taste, but you don't have to do that. That's up to you. But this is just fish powder, dried fish powder. This is the only thing that I can't get at the store, but you can get it at the hardware supply. And basically, to get started, I'm going to have to put on a pair of gloves because I'm going to have to get my hands waxed up to make one of these things right. And some scissors. And then we're going to turn it into the cat version that I use and why I'm making these for cats. So I'm going to take roughly an 8-inch, 6-inch piece of burlap, brown burlap, cut it to about an inch piece, inch wide. And I'm going to first start by dipping my my stick here. Anyways, you're going to dip your stick down into this wax and take your burlap and put it on the stick and wrap it as tightly as you can. Wrapping that burlap all the way around that stick to make a good solid piece. And now I'm going to just dip this burlap down, that loose piece, into around the stick. And that's why I got the gloves on, because that's kind of hot to do. If you have a hot glue gun, that works really well. You can just glue it straight down instead of going and having to hold it down like this. Kind of got it stuck down. One more time, I'm just going to squeeze that in and hold that into place until it dries. And what you're going to come out with is some extra pieces of burlap that's kind of come off. I want to get rid of those. Now this one didn't turn out quite as tight as I want them to. Here's one that I did a minute ago before the camera got turned on. It's just waxed and stuck to that piece of dowel rod. And now I'm going to take my dowel rod once again with the burlap and dip the burlap in the dowel rod right down in and let it drip off. And now that it's dripped off good, I'm going to take my fish powder, and I'm just going to dip it. Kind of roll it in that powder. Knock the excess off. And you have a grab and die stick just like what the Wolfers used. Do another one real quick. Here's a bigger stick. We're going to dip it down into the wax, let it drip off, shake it off if we need to. Most of you guys know all about that. And just kind of coat it real good with the fish powder. Let that dry, and that fish powder will dry into that wax, and you'll be left with a grab and die stick. Let that, we can just keep doing that. Now, let's turn this into a cat grab and die stick. Alright, now that our grab and die sticks we made are dry and ready to go. Now, these could be stored in a box and taken out for your coyotes right now and your fox. That's an up close version. These thing works real good. Has a fishy odor, but also holds your lure real well, and it's a good attractant in a grass clump. Anywhere you could use a grab and die stick. Down a post hole works well. Even down a shallow dirt hole works very well for coyotes. But what we're going to do is we're going to use these for flat sets on Bobcat line. And real strong fishy odor. And we got them all done here. Now we're going to turn them into a cat flat set attractant. So what I went and bought was some 18 gauge aluminum wire, 10 pound capacity, 50 foot of it. It was $3 at Walmart. And I'm just going to take, stiff and pliable, I'm going to take about 24 inches and cut off with a pair of pliers. And we're going to take that. And the next thing we're going to have is, you can buy these at the Dollar Tree for $1. These come about 36 inches long. These are, I call them frou-frou feathers. I'm not sure, it's a dress-up thing for kids or adults. They're real feathery, showy. Somebody, you can help me out in the comments of what these things are called. I can't think right now what they're called. But take these, $1, you can buy 36 foot of it, cut them into about 6 to 7 inch lengths. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them right here. And I'm going to take my grab and die stick. Right at the base of the grab and die stick, I'm going to put my wire. Wrap it twice, real tight as I can get it right there. And this stuff will break pretty easily, this wire like this. So you want to be careful when you're tightening on. I just take my pliers and just make sure it's on there snug as I can get it without breaking. It ain't going anywhere, it's snug up against that. And then I'm going to take my feathers. I'm just going to wrap my feather real tight around here. There we go. And then you put it at a flat set, you nail that in a cubby or any type of flat set on a trail, you nail that in, and you can take these late when you're going out on your line, take them and wrap them up, put them in your bag like this. When you get out there, you pull it, unravel it, you take your hammer, move it down, hammer it into the ground. So we're going to imagine it's hammered in the ground. And we're going to take our wire, straighten it up however you want it. You can going straight up and down. You can make it hanging. And that goes in the back of your cubby or your flat set. And then you put your skunky lure, your gland lure right here. Bed your trap. Any cat comes across this is going to see that. The wind catch out. And you're going to have a dead kitty. So that's how you turn your grab and die sticks into a cat. So we got a couple here of our cat grab and die sticks already made. I don't know how good you can see that, but we'll show it. I'll show it out on the line as soon as I can. Maybe catch a cat with it so you guys can see it. You can plot. You can do this however you want. You can make it where it sets real low to the lure, or do whatever you want there. But I've got this one here wired up, and before I put a feather on it, the feathers on it, I bought these ugly things at the Dollar Tree after Christmas on clearance, and they're supposed to look like little birds. I guess these are supposed to be turtle doves. They're ugly, whatever, but to a coyote or cat, they look like a 4-course meal. So what we're going to do here with them is unwire them. There they went off there. They've already got wire on them. But I think I can wrap this soft wire here. See how this looks. There we go. And now we have a cat grab and die stick with a bird that sets and shakes. You want to talk about something that will get a cat's attention and stop a cat where they're at to work your set. This will do it. So when you're using these cat grab and die sticks on your line, what's great about these, I can use these and make a 4-point luring system with this alone at a flat set. This is all I'm using at the flat set with some lure. You can have a 4-point system very easily. So what you have, your first point's your eye appeal. A lot of eye appeal right here. Then you add your fresh fish odor, a burn circle bobcat formula with a cat urine odor and a long distance call. You have a deadly flat set with this stuff. So give these things a try, make them, let me know how they work. You can use whatever color. So I'm going to get off here and I'll see you out on the line.